if I can just get through to one person, or any one of us can help one person, that's a great deal. From zero to something is fantastic. So I'm glad there's people out there that get something out of it.
And they do, and it's really good to see the sunshine again, because it's sort of very depressing for a lot of people, isn't it? All that rain and all the weather we've had, especially after lockdowns. And
it seems we're not getting any breaks, are we? But the sun is always welcome. It's been proven through research that when it is sunny, people are in a better mood. And that's one of the things in psychology we try to teach, but also learn ourselves to try to control, manage our emotions, the way we feel, despite the weather or despite anything else external to us. It's very hard to do, but it's possible.
Yeah, it takes a lot of sort of self-discipline, doesn't it, at times?
It does, but you start with the weather. It's easy. You start with the premise that life's too short to start choosing seasons.
Okay, yeah. No sad season.
No sad season. Any season's welcome. It's still part of life. If it's cold, if it's hot, if it's warm or raining or not, we're still alive, and there's still something beautiful from that climate and from us ourselves, which is almost miraculous that we exist. So that day is important regardless. When you open up the blinds, don't worry, raining, sun shining, it's fine.
That Pebbles and Bam Bam song, Let the Sun Shine In. Remember that one?
Of course I do.
Yeah, so how did you go through the lockdowns and all of that? How did you keep yourself, your mind active and your mind focused on good things?
It was rare for all of us to go through this, and hopefully no one else has to go through it again. It hasn't really happened worldwide ever, and so it was new for all of us.
Yeah.
And even as psychologists, I was speaking to some of my colleagues, we found it tough to work out what to recommend or what to do for ourselves. But I did work more. I did a lot of telehealth sessions. There was a lot of people in need during that time. So there was an increase in work, unfortunately, for me. I didn't go down to my Sydney office. I worked from the Wyong Hospital as well when I could. And so I was very busy, and I had a lot of other things that I still kept doing, like my podcast and a few creative things. So there was plenty of time for me anyway to fill in the day, but I was aware that a lot of people found it difficult. So it was one of those things that we had to restructure ourselves.
Yeah, okay, and people still doing it now?
They are. But isn't it wonderful to appreciate freedom?
It is, isn't it? It can't really get as bad as it was.
No.
Really, so.
It's one of those things we take for granted, just like air, and until you don't have it.
Yeah.
And to get it back now, I think we should really appreciate it and protect it as much as possible, because freedom, individual freedom, but also freedom as a society, as a culture, especially where we live, is so important. And now we can actually compare. We know what it's like not to feel free. Sure, most of us still lived relatively good lives. We had food on our table. We had running water. We had hot showers in lockdown. So a lot of people didn't have that. That's right.
Yeah.
But the fact that we still felt trapped, that we couldn't do the things we wanted to do, is a good reminder. Never forget that. That's always worth fighting for.
Don't take it for granted, our freedom, like we probably had, taken it for granted before that.
That's right. And the time will come that'll happen again, because the human mind does that. We tend to forget and we take things for granted. And it's always good to remind ourselves within the day to have a little exercise of appreciation. That's always very handy for many things.
True, it is. And people that are still struggling with their mental health, still trying to recover, still trying to build themselves back up, what sort of practices do you advise for those people?
Yeah, practical things, which is setting the clock, the alarm to get up at a certain time. Try to do that between Sunday and Thursday night, consistently if you can. And Friday and Saturday, give yourself a little bit of leeway, do something fun. I always say don't underestimate the power of fun. I would try to get out there now that you can.
Yeah, get out there.
Get out, enjoy, go somewhere.
We're used to being in, sort of. We have to break that habit now, don't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
And try to not be afraid of people.
Yeah.
Try to take care, but get out there and enjoy the time. Go to the beach or go to a club if that's what you like. Go and see a band within within the limits of safety, of course, but experience, especially the nightlife. I think it's very important because we were all locked up.
Yeah, sing and dance and be free again.
Why not?
Yeah.
I think do it in your home, but it's a good opportunity to start planning with friends to get out and start attempting to live a normal life.
Because you don't know who you meet if you don't go out. You'll never meet people, will you? But you never know who you're going to meet and how it might change your life.
That's exactly right. Look, most of the people that we bump into, we never see again in our lives.
Yeah.
Some of those people stay and some don't. But to get to the ones that are really important, you go through a lot of people. And the best way is to go out, go walking, go dancing, go to participate in activities, volunteer. You just don't know what's around the corner.
That's right.
I'm very lucky to hear stories, people's stories, real stories of how they've met the love of their life or their best friend or someone that just guided them, a mentor that's changed their life. And it's millimeters and seconds here and there. And suddenly...
Yes, just even walking.
Yep.
At the shops, anywhere.
Yep, that's right. Getting out is important. I like my home. I like being inside and I like doing things as well. But it's all about balance, remember?
Yes.
Like Aristotle had said it. We once, many, many moons ago, talked about poor Aristotle. He's still there, but nothing's changed since 2,500 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's just in our part of the world, the Western philosophy. But, of course, in Eastern philosophy, balance is the center of their philosophy too. So I think for us humans, it's very important to have that. We do sometimes walk away from it or are forced to, or sometimes, like we said before, take it for granted.
Yeah.
And we start doing things that aren't possibly that good for us. But it's nice to be able to reflect. I always say to people, if you can find 2 minutes in the day, 2 minutes, 120 seconds, literally 2 minutes, just you and your mind, sit there, no music, no phone, no nothing, and just reflect on what you're doing. And just you'll find that some things maybe aren't as satisfying as what you think, and you're doing too much of it. And the opposite of that's true. Maybe there's a need to increase the time that of those activities or those people that we love being with. Yeah. But we only get that during that time of reflection.